Welcome back to day 4 of the Trust Your Body Hunger Fullness Challenge. For the past 3 days, we've gotten in touch with our hunger cues to really make sure that we know our physical signs of hunger. And then yesterday, we took a look at the flip side of the hunger fullness scale and took a look at our fullness so that we can really start to honor that to stop eating when we feel comfortably full. So if you are struggling with stopping eating when you feel full, I want you to know a couple of things. One, it takes time. We just covered that yesterday. And so especially if this is new to you, it's going to take a little bit of time to practice. Really try to eliminate distractions. Remember, we're not striving for perfection. We are striving for progress. It's really important that we take the steps to get in touch with our fullness, but remember that we're human and we don't expect to be perfect all of the time. Stressing yourself out by trying to perfectly listen to your hunger and fullness cues is definitely not the way to go. It'll definitely backfire. So really try to give yourself a little bit of grace there. If you're also struggling with stopping eating when you're full, you may not be satisfied from your meals. This is super, super important, so listen up. That's what we're going to talk about today. There's a very important difference between being physically full and like your belly being full and then being mentally satisfied. There are two very important components in the fullness equation. So being full and satisfied will really help you totally shut off your hunger hormones that in your brain that signal to you that it's time to eat. So what is the difference? Being physically full is your stomach feeling full. So if you imagine your stomach sort of looks like a kidney bean, and if you imagine it, the physical fullness is that kidney bean of your stomach filling up as you eat. So you can eat a really big salad that fills you up, but you may not be satisfied because that's not really what you want to be eating right now, but you feel like you should be eating it. That's where we want to take a step back and sort of think about what we're doing and why we're doing it. So that is where satisfaction comes into play. We need to be satisfied from our meals. Satisfaction is the pleasure that you get from the food that you eat. It's okay to enjoy your food and experience pleasure from it. There's nothing wrong with it. The difference that your body feels when you're full versus satisfied is huge. So it's really important for you to get in touch with that. What is the physical feeling of your belly being full versus the feeling of you mentally being satisfied? Do you know the difference? I want you to think about it for a second. So today, I really want you to take note of the physical sensations of your stomach being distended or feeling maybe heavier, or maybe you notice how your mood changes when you're actually full and you're not hungry. Or do you have fewer thoughts about eating? Does your energy change? Do you feel that pleasure? Those can be different signs of fullness and satisfaction, and they can be different based on who you are. When you eat and become physically full, your stomach releases hormones that signal to your brain that you're satisfied. Your brain plays a really powerful role in signaling that you've had enough to eat. But even if you're full, if you don't eat what you're actually in the mood for, you won't be satisfied and you'll keep looking for food. That is the key component. Typically, the most satisfying meals are the ones that follow my balanced meal formulas that I teach in the nutrition training program. But a really actionable step that I want you to take starting today is to think of some satisfying sprinkles, as I'm going to call them, to add to your meals. These are really small additions that make your meals taste so much better, really help shut off those hunger hormones because you're enjoying what you eat. So here are a few examples. Maybe it's adding cheese to your salad when you wouldn't allow yourself to have cheese for so long. I hear that from a lot of my clients. Or choosing a sandwich over a salad because that's what actually sounds good to you. Or choosing the salad over the sandwich because you want something crunchy and refreshing. Maybe it's adding hummus for creaminess, or even adding something like super simple, like a handful of berries or slice up a peach into your salad for lunch, and that fruity sweetness just totally hits the spot. I can also give you a real life example of a lunch I had last week, and I added olives to a snack plate lunch for a salty kick. It was a really hot day, and it made my meal so much better than if I had left them off. And it was just a little thing, a satisfying sprinkle that made my meal so much better. So that's what satisfying sprinkles are. And the reason that they're important is because when you stop thinking about food all the time, you can live a fuller life. And that's what it's about. That's what improving your relationship with food is about. It's about improving your life and improving your quality of life. And that's what improving your relationship with food does. One of my past nutrition training program students, even Noelle, she told me, you brought back the fire to get back into life, because that's what it can do when you stop dieting, stop living for your cheat day, and actually start eating foods that are satisfying to you, that help you feel good, that help you, that taste good. It's all part of your health equation. So to wrap up today, we're keeping this super short. It's important that you not only think about eating enough food to fill up your stomach, but it's also important that you craft satisfying meals. And of course, not every meal will be the most satisfying meal, but we talk about that more in the nutrition training program, so I'm not going to get into it right now. For today, I'm going to head over to your workbook and list out 10 satisfying sprinkles that you can add to your meals. I believe it's on page 14 of your workbook. And I want you to share them in the Facebook group, because when we all share, we help each other think of things that maybe we didn't think of. So I really also encourage you to do your day 4 reflections, because this is big, and this is where we start to dig beneath the surface and really get in, well, what are my fears, what's holding me back from making my food taste good? And no matter what your reasons are, they're valid. So I will see you tonight at 7:30 Eastern time. We're going to talk about this and how would you craft a meal if you really trusted your body. I want you to think about that, because that is the topic of our Facebook Live tonight. And I will see you tomorrow also for the last training in the Trust Your Body Challenge. Bye for now.